Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, picture this. You've just come through one of the UK's warmest Julys, loads of sunshine, maybe thinking summer's settled in.
Yeah, definitely felt that way for a bit.
And now, bang! We're suddenly talking about a powerful named storm, Storm Floris, hitting us. Feels like proper weather whiplash.
It really does. That quick switch from, serious heat to this kind of unseasonal wind, it definitely grabs your attention.
It certainly does. So that's our mission today, to really unpack what Storm Floris is all about for the UK. We've got the latest Met Office forecasts, the warnings, all that information. We want to give you a shortcut, basically, to understanding what's happening. We'll look at the warnings, the potential impacts, and try to put it in context, with the recent heat and how these named storms work.
That's good. It's definitely needed with this one.
So let's get straight into it. Storm Floris. It just sounds wrong for summer, doesn't it? The Met Office says unseasonably strong winds arriving Monday. What actually makes it unseasonal?
Well, it's mainly the intensity and the timing, really. We do get summer low-pressure systems, but one strong enough to get named and trigger these kinds of warnings is, well, less common now.
Right.
And that yellow weather warning for wind is already set. It kicks in 6 a.m. Monday, runs right through to 6 a.m. Tuesday.
And where are we talking about? Which regions are under this warning?
It's a pretty big area, actually. Scotland, Northern Ireland, North Wales, and the north of England are all included.
Okay. And when they say unseasonably strong winds, what does that mean in, practical terms? What speeds are we looking at?
They've given some specifics. The peak winds are expected Monday afternoon and into the night. Scotland looks set to get the worst of it, especially on exposed coasts and hills. Gusts there could reach up to 85 millers.
85? Wow.
Inland, across much of the warning area, you're probably looking at gusts of maybe 40 to 50 millimer. Other exposed coasts, high ground, could still see 70 millimer.
Okay, 85 millimers, that's serious business any time of year. You definitely feel that.
Absolutely. That's definitely potential for damaged territory.
And forecasts always have that bit of wiggle room, don't they? Is Floris proving tricky to pin down?
There is still some uncertainty, yeah. The Met Office has mentioned that about the exact depth and track of the storm center.
Okay.
And the timing of the winds easing is also important. They expect it to calm down in the west first, later on Monday.
But not everywhere.
No, it'll stay very strong overnight until early Tuesday in the east, according to the forecast. And we shouldn't forget the rain either. Heavy rain is also part of the package, which could add to the disruption.
Right, wind and rain together. So let's talk impacts, that yellow warning. What does it actually mean for people on the ground? What should you be looking out for?
Well, the Met Office highlights a few key risks. Safety first, there's the danger from flying debris. That could cause injuries, potentially serious ones.
Okay.
And if you're near the coast, definitely be aware of large waves and beach material being thrown onto seafronts, coastal roads, and properties.
So definitely stay away from the immediate coastline then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And beyond immediate safety, there's the potential impact on, property and infrastructure.
Like what? Roof tiles? Power lines?
Exactly that. Tiles being blown off roofs is possible. Power cuts could happen too. And travel, of course, is a big one.
Yeah, that affects everyone.
You could easily see disruption to road, rail, air, and ferry services. They even mentioned the possibility of roads and bridges being closed entirely for safety.
Really makes you think about planning ahead. Now, that yellow warning itself, it's not always straightforward, is it? What's the thinking behind issuing a yellow one specifically?
That's a good point. It's a bit nuanced.
Yeah.
A yellow warning can mean one of two things, basically.
Okay.
Either an impact is likely, but it's expected to be relatively low level, or the other possibility is that an impact is actually less likely, but if it did happen, the disruption could be much more severe.
Ah, I see. So it's about potential, either likely but low or unlikely but high.
Pretty much. It's a signal to be aware, to be prepared for possible disruption, rather than a certainty of major problems everywhere.
That makes sense. So, putting Floris in context, why do we name storms anyway? I know we've touched on this before.
It's mainly about communication, making it easier to talk about and raise awareness when potentially severe weather is heading our way. Makes the warnings clearer for the public.
Right. And Floris is number 6 for this storm season, the 2024-25 season, which kind of oddly runs September to August, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Early September to the end of August. So Floris just scrapes into this season. The last one was Owen, way back in January.
January feels like a lifetime ago. So we think of these named storms as autumn-winter things mostly. Is a summer one like Floris really unusual?
Well, they are definitely more frequent in autumn and winter. That's when we see the strongest jet stream, usually.
Right.
But the Met Office does say summer-named storms are not uncommon. So while Floris feels dramatic because of its strength in the recent heat, it's not completely out of the blue in the grand scheme of things.
Okay, it fits the pattern, even if it's at the less common end of it for summer.
Exactly.
And that brings us neatly to the weather just before Floris, because that contrast is really striking, isn't it? What was the immediate run-up like?
It was quite the change-up. Leading right up to Monday, there were 0 weather warnings anywhere in the UK.
Really? Okay.
Friday had a few showers, yeah, but they were expected to fizzle out by the evening. Mostly fine after that.
And the weekend itself, Saturday and Sunday, before the storm properly arrives.
Saturday was forecast to be lovely, actually. Dry, plenty of sunshine, just a bit of cloud. Felt warm, light winds mostly. Maybe a little breezy on some coasts, but generally very pleasant.
Nice summer day then.
Pretty much. Sunday was expected to turn a bit breezier, maybe some rain clearing through, then sunnier later. Kind of the transition day, setting the stage for Floris moving in.
So that lovely Saturday really highlights the shift we're about to see. Which brings us to the sort of bigger picture here. Floris isn't just happening in isolation, is it? It's landing after a summer that's already been pretty extreme.
Absolutely. You have to see it against that backdrop. The Provisional Met Office figures just came out last month, July, was the UK's 5th warmest July on record.
5th warmest, that's significant.
It really is. And it wasn't just average warmth. There were intense spells.
Like that day at the start of the month?
Exactly.
Yeah.
July 1st gave us the hottest day of the year so far. 35.8 Celsius measured down in Faversham in Kent. Plus, we had 2 separate heat waves affecting large parts of the UK during the first half of July.
Wow. And was that heat felt everywhere or just certain spots?
It was pretty widespread, actually. All the UK nations recorded one of their top 10 warmest Julys ever.
All of them?
Yep. Scotland and Northern Ireland had their 6th warmest, England its 7th, and Wales its 10th. So you had this really pervasive, sustained heat across the board.
Right before this powerful, unseasonal storm rolls in.
Precisely. It's quite a juxtaposition.
It really is. So wrapping this up, we've had this record-breaking heat, one of the warmest Julys, and now, almost immediately, we get slammed by an unseasonal named storm like Floris. It does make you wonder, doesn't it? What even is normal weather anymore?
That's the big question, isn't it? When you see these extremes bumping up against each other so closely, intense heat, then a powerful storm, completely out of typical season. How do we process that? Are these just odd weather events happening close together, or is it part of a bigger shift? A sign that our baseline, our understanding of what's normal for UK weather, is fundamentally changing. It's definitely something to keep thinking about as we watch these patterns continue.